If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
After spending a year off, losing all that weight, hanging out with the Laker girls dancing, hanging out with the WWE, doing whatever he did for them, the unmasked singer, Rob Gronkowski, who spiked Steve Harvey's Lego head on New Year's Eve.
That's right, I forgot that.
That Rob Gronkowski says, I am tired of all that. I want to play football again, and I want to play with my buddy Tom. And it's going to be Brady, as if Brady leaving New England and leaving the Patriots isn't tough enough for the New England sports fans to swallow. As if Brady leaving New England and the Patriots for Tampa. And I got to say it in that voice, with all due respect to Dick Vitale.
I mean, you went higher register.
Tampa.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers, with all due respect to my buddy Sapp, Brooks, those prideful Buccaneers.
I mean, that
Lynch.
photo that Schefter tweeted out yesterday.
Okay. The Buccaneers. As if it's not that difficult for you and the rest of New England to swallow. Gronk says, I will come back. I, too, shall put on the pewter. I, too, will fire the cannons. And yes, of anybody associated with the National Football League in the past, name it, 10, 15 years, who should be Florida man, it's Rob Gronkowski.
And as it turns out, a big power napper. We learned that in the commercial break. He's also a 4-time Super Bowl champ, one of the best players to ever step on a football field at any position. Our guy, Rob Gronkowski. Welcome to Good Morning Football.
Yeah, baby. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Yeah, you are a baller. First, you're going to take down Tony. Then you took down Montana and Jerry Rice's record, you and Brady. And talking about Brady, man, the connection there. It just seems like when you're on the field, you guys don't even need to talk. He knows the timing. The chemistry is there. Is it just how many reps and how long you guys have been together that make it so seamless?
Yes, definitely. Just being together for so long, definitely puts that chemistry into perspective. But let me tell you, I don't think we do need to talk because Tom, before the season, he claims when we're throwing routes that he knows already what I'm thinking before I even know what I'm thinking. So I'm like, oh, really? Like, then if that's the case, you're right. We don't even have to say a single word to each other. If he already knows what I'm thinking. But I really think he does it sometimes. But then other times he tries to get really creative and try to really think what I'm thinking. And then he's just totally wrong. But there's a majority of the time where he knows what I'm thinking. Out there out on the football field. Off the field, he don't know what I'm thinking.
No, nobody knows what you're thinking off the football field. I can stamp that.
When you look at what Rob Gronkowski means to this team, he totally changes who they are offensively, not only in the pass game, but the run game. That's huge.
That's the point. Gronk is the reason they won the football game yesterday. And it's because of how smart he is. Now, pass catching wise, he's the smartest tight end in football, probably the smartest tight end to ever play. But also run blocking wise, he's one of the smartest. Watch him right here. You're going to get this power. You got down blocks, pull. Gronk has to win. He has to win in his one-on-one block. Fournette stays patient, runs right behind him. The ability to just win on that one-on-one block is huge. How about this draw play, though? Watch him go inside of the defensive end because he has to get to that linebacker. This is so smart by Gronk. Get skinny, get inside the defensive end, go up to the linebacker, Fournette follows him. But Greeny, I go back to that 3rd and 8 play. This is the play of the game now. This is strictly because he has Hall of Fame effort. Quick screen, 3rd and 8. Watch, this is actually good positioning by the Colts. You got 3-on-1 essentially. Watch the broken tackles. The patient, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is after that turnover. They're still down 10. You kick out that screen strictly because you trust Gronk to go make that. If he doesn't get that, Colts win that football.
Hey, Gronk, you and Brady heading into your 11th season playing together. You've won 4 titles. Now you're preparing to defend for another championship. What stands out to you most about just the experience of playing with Tom so many years?
Man, just how determined he is and competitive he is year in and year out. That's what's most impressive. It's not like, oh man, you know, I won last year. I threw for so many yards, touchdowns, all that. But no, he's always trying to take his game to the next level every single year, no matter how good he did the year before, no matter if he won it all the year before, he's just trying to take it always to the next step, which is pretty incredible, and that's what makes him great.
Fascinating game, and you said it briefly during the highlight. The one person you think was the reason they won this game
is Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski is not only one of the greatest tight ends to ever play football. I think he's the most important tight end in football today. Even if you talk Travis Kelce, you talk George Kittle. Look at the last 2 weeks since he's returned. 71 yards in prime time. Now he goes for 120 plus this week. That's where Tom Brady feels comfortable. When you look at what Tom Brady has become in Tampa Bay, we all were so excited. Oh, look, he's going to go there with Mike Evans. He's going to be there with Chris Godwin. Those aren't his guys. It's the people that came to Tampa because of Tom Brady. It's the Leonard Fournettes. It's the Rob Gronkowski. It's the Antonio Brown.
Gronk's not available for the playoffs. I'm like, I'm out. It's amazing. So explain this to, I'm sure you had these before, but God, you put a healthy Gronk on the field, Trent, it doesn't matter about Mike Evans. It's just, that's it for him.
Now, pour kerosene on that experience with Tom and Gronk. I think what you have there, if you're speaking specifically to Gronk, and I think this is true for all of Brady's skill position guys, but especially Gronk. Brady sees the game in calculus. Like, he just sees it. It comes out of his eyeballs, processes through his head in a way that none of us can really understand. He expects the people he trusts the most are the ones that see it close to him. And I think Gronk over the years has learned how to see the game with his eyes, process it as Tom does, and then evolve, change, adapt within a play to be on the same page. We say think the same thoughts. They got to think the same thoughts. They got to see the world through the same lens. They got to see the play through the same lens. And Tom trusts that Gronk will do that. He trusts that with a few players, and that's why those players get the ball in the most critical of situations. I also think Tom's fallen. I've not talked to him about this, but you can see it in his game. He's fallen back in love with the play action pass. He started his career that way in New England. They went more to a drop back framework, 4 or 5 out passing game stuff. But now with Arians and with Byron, they've gotten him back into this show the ball, put it in the belly, take it back out, turn your back, turn around, make a decisive decision, get the ball down the field. And I think he really likes this, and guess who benefits the most in those situations? The tight end. He's the easiest one to get lost in coverage and play action. I think all this together is why he plays so much more dynamically when Gronk's on the field.
Now.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time.
Now, pulling up to the table and saying, how about those Buccaneers? How about those Buccaneers?
Colin.
The Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. How about them?
You know who was really good? I know we're going to talk about Fournette and we're talking about Winfield and Vita Vea's tooth and Brady, of course. Gronk was awesome yesterday. And like Gronk was so good in this game. And it was like vintage to the point where it looked like Gronk from not earlier this year, not from last year, looked like pre-retirement Gronk, where he was such a safety valve for Brady every time they needed him. Look at Gronk's numbers yesterday. This was his best game he's had since coming back to the NFL, maybe with the exception of the Super Bowl. He had 10 targets, 7 catches, 123 receiving yards. That's a guy who retired, came back last year, was finding his life, has been injured most of this year with broken ribs. Look, they've got a lot of veterans and they've got a lot of guys. And Kyle, to your point, they've been there. They don't have this mental hurdle to jump. They're not the Buffalo Bills where it's like, what if this happens? They're not the Lamar Ravens where it's like, oh, wait a second, Lamar's having one of those games. It's the Bucs. They did it last year. They went on a run and they won the Super Bowl. And they've got all those guys who've got rings on their fingers.
Usually the number 3 receiver in those situations are the punt return types, right? The guys that get yards after the catch. You're throwing that football to Rob Gronkowski and he makes a play like that.
And when he gets the ball back, when Brady gets the ball back with 3.5 minutes left, what thought went through your mind?
No, game over. It's just certain players just, Gronk and Brady, Pippen and Jordan, Mariano to the Yankee teams. There's just certain guys that just, we're all good here. It's all going to be okay.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.